What is up, everyone? My name is Stone, and today we're going to be going over the Ravens versus the Chiefs game. Now, a little bit of context around this video. I see a lot of people, they want to talk about Lamar versus Mahomes. They want to talk about how Lamar didn't play up to expectation in the playoffs. They talk about the low scoring game that the Ravens put up in the playoffs. But today, I want to add a little bit of context around this Chiefs versus Ravens rivalry and how a lot of it has been misconstrued in a ton of different ways. I know a lot of you guys know what I'm talking about. They want to say Lamar this, Lamar that, Lamar hasn't played this, blah, 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 whatever. Today, we're going to be getting into a key matchup that I think a lot of people aren't talking about, and a key matchup that's been brewing for the past 15 years. We're going to get right into it. The Ravens versus the Chiefs, the matchup that no one is really talking about. John Harbaugh and Andy Reid. What do I mean by this? Yes, I know that the quarterback play matters. I know that everything from offense, defense, points scored, I know it matters. But today I'm going to give you guys an in-depth look on why John Harbaugh has had a very hard time at defeating the person that he grew into as an offensive or as a head coach. He came from the Andy Reid coaching tree. Key matchup that a lot of people haven't been talking about. John Harbaugh comes from the Andy Reid coaching tree. Andy Reid is currently 6-2 versus John Harbaugh. These matchups, I believe, started back in 2008. He was 1-1 versus Andy Reid when he played for the Eagles, and then ever since he's came to the Chiefs, it's been terrible. The Chiefs are 4-1 versus the Ravens in the Lamar Jackson era, with Andy Reid beating John Harbaugh 6 out of 8 meetings. That's not good. That's not good. The Chiefs have been averaging 29.2 points per game versus the Ravens, while the Ravens have been averaging 23.4. Now, shout out to NFL Anthony. This is a very interesting stat for the week 1 games. We all know that the Ravens have been coming out pretty strong. The only time I really can't remember them coming out strong was 2 years ago against the Las Vegas Raiders. They started over there. We all remember that game. It started off pretty good, but then as the game went on, it got real messy. Other than that, I can't remember the last time that a John Harbaugh-led Ravens team has came out and just straight up been flat, just no energy, anything like that. They usually come out, they're strong, they're ready. Andy Reid is 9-2 in week 1 matchups since he was named the head coach in 2013, and John Harbaugh is 12-4 in week 1 matchups since he was named the head coach in 2008. So the main point of this video, a lot of people aren't talking about this matchup. They're talking about Lamar. You see it all the time on ESPN, SportsCenter, whatever you want to look at. Lamar versus Mahomes, Lamar versus Mahomes. And I get it. There's 2-star quarterbacks. In my opinion, the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFL. 1 Mahomes, 2 Lamar. There's nothing wrong with that. Mahomes is in. I think Mahomes is like all the way up here and then everyone else right here. Mahomes is in a different level. And until Lamar can seriously beat Mahomes in the playoffs, which we're going to get into, I think that it's going to stay that way. We all see it. Mahomes has beat Lamar time after time after time. Lamar's only gotten 1 win, but I think a lot of it comes from the coaching tree. Let's get back into these slides. Now, another reason why I want to bring up John Harbaugh is because we saw last year in the playoffs, of course, the running back got 6 carries. Justice Hill got 3. Gus Edwards got 3. Lamar got the rest of them. They didn't use the running backs at all. They completely went away from their game plan. I'm assuming. We don't know what their game plan was in the first place. Their game plan could have been to just give it all to Lamar. Just let Lamar do what he does. Rely on Lamar. We'll never know. We'll never know what the true game plan was to that game. But adding a Derrick Henry could have been a sneaky move to help them get over the hump when it comes to playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. I will tell you why right now. Derrick Henry has had a lot of success against the Kansas City Chiefs. He's averaged 5.7 yards per carry, and he's averaged a touchdown and a half a game. In 4 meetings, he's had 6 touchdowns against them. If that doesn't say anything, then I don't know what does. He has gone wild against them. He's never had the best offensive line, so we get that. I think that this Thursday, Derrick Henry is going to explain why the Ravens got him. He is going to be getting the ball. I don't think the Ravens shy away from running the ball at all, especially after last season, how it ended. I can't see him doing that. But I'm going to bring out a tweet that I had, I think at the end of the season last year. Gus Edwards' yards before contact. He had a yard, almost 1.4 yards before contact. So he's getting a whole yard and almost a half over the line of scrimmage before he's getting contacted. Derrick Henry, he didn't even get a yard with the Titans. Not even a yard. He got 0.88 yards before he got contacted. After contact, Gus Edwards had 2.71 compared to Derrick Henry's 3.32. I'm not a math magician. I'm not going to say I am. But one thing I know for sure is that Derrick Henry, once he gets a full head of steam, he's hard to stop. In this Ravens offense, hoping that Daniel Faalele can somehow come into his own and figure out his style of run blocking and figure out how to do it at a very consistent level. I think Derrick Henry's going to run free a lot this year. What do I mean by that? You give Derrick Henry a whole yard and a half to gain steam and momentum, it's going to be very hard for anybody in the NFL. Not a safety coming down, not a linebacker, not even an outside linebacker, DN, whatever it is. It's hard to stop Derrick Henry. He is a huge human being. You give him a whole yard and a half to gain momentum and to get down the field, I think he's going to go crazy. He could really average 6 yards a carry. Now, do I think he will? No. I made a prediction video, and I had Derrick Henry getting about 5.5 yards a carry, which I think is definitely doable. We saw J.K. Dobbins get over 6 yards a carry multiple times in his career. I think Derrick Henry can be the missing piece to what the Ravens need to beat the Chiefs. They can say Lamar this, Mahomes that, but I think at the end of the day, it comes down to sticking to a game plan that you set in pregame meetings, you set throughout the week, and we know that they've been preparing for this game all year. I know you don't focus on just one game, but you know that they have been focusing on this game. A lot of people have been saying it's a lose-lose situation for the Ravens. What do they mean by that? They mean that even if the Ravens win, they're still going to have to in the playoffs. If they lose, guess what? Mahomes is still king. What I say is that this is a great opportunity for them to go out and prove a point that they learned from their mistakes so that when they get to the playoffs, they know what they're going to be doing. We can't see this Ravens team come out again as flat as they did and rely solely on Lamar Jackson. We've seen it a million times as Ravens fans. It's almost like they look at Lamar and say, here you go. Do what you do. We're going to give you – just do what you do. We're going to give you all the keys. We're not going to help you. We'll just go save us. They play Lamar ball. This year, I think it's going to be a lot different, a lot more sophisticated and organized on the offensive front. My prediction for this game is that Derrick Henry goes wild. I could see 2 touchdowns. I could see easily over 100 yards. We see in his second matchup in 2019, he had 188 rushing yards on 23 attempts. That's 8.2 yards per carry. I could see him going seriously insane for this game. The screen passes, the dump downs, they're going to have to focus on likely Andrews. I think it's going to leave the ball in Derrick Henry's hands. They're going to have to bring it down in the box. And I mean, if worse comes to worse, we have Lamar. If you want to go all out on Derrick Henry, you can. You still have to worry about Lamar going the other way. It's going to be a hard thing to stop. This week, the Ravens are going to be wearing the all-white threads, which I like them. I think they wear them a little bit too much. I'm not going to lie. I think they do. But they gave us a little sneak peek of one of the patches that they're going to be wearing this year. Jody and Jacoby Jones. A few weeks ago, Jacoby Jones, I believe he had just turned 40. He sadly passed away, and it took a lot of us by shock. We didn't expect that at all. At all. He was at training camp. We actually heard from Isaiah Likely. He had been ecstatic to be at training camp. He was so happy, so ready for the season, and unexpected. And the same thing with Joe D. We heard that he had been having complications and he was going to take a step away from the team. And we all thought, okay, when will he be back? And shortly after, we found out that he had sadly passed away. And the Ravens are going to be honoring both of them by wearing a patch on their helmet for the whole season. We know that they're going to be dedicating the season to them. It's just it's such a sad situation to see both of those two pass away. It's just it sucks. It sucks, man. It really does. But back to the beginning portion. I think that a big matchup that people aren't talking about is John Harbaugh versus Andy Reid. Andy Reid has had John Harbaugh's number, and I was actually talking to someone on Twitter about this the other day. Tomlin's told us plenty of times he will burn the house down in the fourth quarter. I think this would be a very, very good game for John Harbaugh to prove people wrong. Prove me wrong. You can just say me. Prove me wrong. John Harbaugh, prove me wrong. I have been hating on you. I wanted you gone. Prove me wrong. Please. Clip it. Prove me wrong, John. I want you to prove me wrong. Prove me, prove us, prove the world wrong, because we know you for falling out in the fourth quarter and losing track of the game plan, letting things get out of hand. Prove us all wrong. We want to see you succeed. We want to see the Ravens team succeed, but in order for them to succeed, we need to see them stick to what they do best. What do they do best? It's running the ball. Kelce giving Hamilton a 78 and a touchdown. I already know what this finna be about. It's actually nice that you said that, because that was one of my next talking points. A lot of people have been thinking that Travis Kelce had the best of Kyle Hamilton in that AFC Championship game, but little do they know, Kyle Hamilton gave up one catch. It was a touchdown. Was it good coverage? I think so. I think it was great coverage. I think it was just Kelce having better offense. I don't expect Kelce to do much in this game. I seriously don't. It's going to be regular season, first game of the season. We saw Kelce's production drop off last regular season, and of course, he flipped the switch in the playoffs. He turned into the Travis Kelce that we all know he is. I don't see Travis Kelce doing too much in this game. I don't. Reason being, we have Kyle Hamilton. I expect Nate Wiggins to be playing very good, the whole defense to be playing good, both ways too. I expect the Chiefs defense to be ready to go. But Kelce, I don't think he's giving Hamilton anything, man. Hamilton's a different breed. He's a different type of player. He's one of the best players that we have on defense. He's been reliable throughout the whole entire season. He just had one low light. Did it get blown out of proportion? I think so, because in the second half, he held Kelce to nothing. No catches, no yards, nothing. I don't think he does anything to him. I don't. How are you guys doing today, though? I'm going to stay in here a little bit longer than usual. I wanted to bring up that talking point. You guys doing good? And another thing that I really like about this guy right here, Derrick Henry, it takes so much pressure off of Lamar Jackson. So much pressure off him, because we've saw him with Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins, Gus Edwards, even Justice Hill, Keaton Mitchell. But when we have gotten the best running back play, we have saw great things happen with this team. We have saw this offense get taken to another level. We've saw them just flat out explode. So I expect them to have a very good game with Derrick Henry in that backfield alongside Lamar Jackson. And to be completely honest, I cannot wait until Keaton Mitchell gets back, because adding Keaton Mitchell into that backfield with Lamar and Derrick Henry, that's going to be nuts. That's going to be something that I want to see. Hopefully they're back. Hopefully Keaton Mitchell can be back halfway through the season. And I will say this too, don't expect a lot out of Keaton Mitchell. You know, an ACL tears are hard to come back from, let alone in a year. Don't expect too much out of him. Keep the expectations low. Let him get back. Let him get moving. Get back on his feet. He's a great player. We all know he is. But in the meantime, we have the king, Derrick Henry. We have the king to carry us. And Lamar, and Zay, and Mark, and Likely, and Bateman. It's going to be a really fun season. But it all comes down to John Harbaugh and how he game plans. I don't know if he takes the reins of some stuff in certain games, because I know in the last AFC Championship game, it did not look like the regular Ravens. It didn't, not at all. It looked like a completely version of the team that we have never witnessed. Dropping Lamar back 36 times. Not giving the ball to your running backs at all. The Ravens doing that? It was just a different game. It was a different game. And I think this time around, they will learn from their mistakes. They will come out with a game plan and they will stick to it, hopefully. Hopefully they do. But I expect a good game out of them. I'm not going to say the Ravens are going to win yet. I'm going to make a prediction video tomorrow. We're going to go live for it. I'm actually going to have some people come up on the stream. Are they going to win? Maybe. Are they going to lose? I don't know. I think it's going to be a really good game, though. I think it's going to be one of the better first games of the year that we've saw in recent history. Not going to say the best game ever. No. But I think it is going to be one of the best games that we've saw in recent history when it comes to starting the league year off. I expect a showdown. It's going to be great. It's going to be amazing. But tomorrow we're going to have some people on the stream. Even if not, nothing's confirmed. I shouldn't even say that. We might have some people on the stream tomorrow. Nothing's confirmed yet, but the predictions are going to be coming out tomorrow along with certain things that I think might happen in the game, certain betting odds that you guys might be able to get in on that I think personally are really good odds. We're going to go over them all tomorrow. Expected around 4:30-ish. But I can't wait. 2 days. Oh, wait, 2 days. We got 2 days until we got 2 days till NFL football, man. I cannot wait. It's about to be so fun, man. I cannot wait. But, yeah, that's all we got for today, guys. Appreciate all of you tuning in. We got 61 viewers in here. I appreciate every single one of you. Be ready for the stream tomorrow. You guys have a blessed day. Keep it warm. Keep it good outside. The weather feels good. Go outside, go for a walk, go work out something. It feels great outside. Get out, have fun. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.